Today we're speaking with Bob Wellington, Senior Dairy Economist at Agri-Mark Cooperative, headquartered in Andover, Massachusetts. Bob, welcome to Dairy Business News, and please tell us about your co-op and a little bit about the letter that your co-op sent to the Secretary of Agriculture.
Thank you for having me, Joel. Yes, Agri-Mark Co-op is a dairy co-op here in New York and New England. We have almost 1,000 members. We used to have a lot more than that. We have 4 plants that we operate, 3 that make cheese and other dairy products, and 1 that makes butter and powder. We have our Cabot cheese business. Hopefully people see that across the country. We're growing leaps and bounds with that Cabot cheese and other dairy products. We do a Cabot butter. We have international sales through a lot of them in China, for example, because of our whey powder, because of our 3 cheese plants. We make whey protein concentrate, we make permeate, which is a type of milk sugar, and we export much of that. So actually, the current situation right now with the tariffs has had a very negative impact on us. We're renegotiating with our buyers to try to absorb that, because we certainly don't want to lose the sales. But it's hitting our price levels, and eventually it's going to hit our sales because they're going to look to other buyers, and that's a real concern of ours. That's one of the reasons when we looked at that, and then we looked at the market prices, and over the last couple of weeks we've seen the market prices collapse. They have finally had some level of recovery after very low prices earlier this year. Now suddenly we have the cheese prices fell, gosh, 30–40 cents a pound. When we just look at the barrel, for example, that's $3 to $4 a hundredweight by just focusing on that piece. We had powder prices that finally got above 80 cents a pound. And that's where it was, by the way, 40 years ago when I came into this industry. And it has fallen again into like 72, 73 cents a pound. So we're very concerned about butter, about powder. Butter has remained fairly high, although we asked the Secretary for that too. So when the prices collapsed, we said this is a direct result of the tariffs, the absolute direct results of what's going on. The marketplace was already up to these higher levels, so we asked the Secretary to step in and bring us the markets back up to where they were. And so we felt that asking for a $1.64 price on cheese and $2.30 on butter and 81 cents on powder were not extraordinary price levels. They'd been where the market was at, but they would certainly do a lot for the industry as a whole to stabilize prices. And they would also do a lot for dairy farmers that will suddenly see price forecasts going out this year down another $1 to a hundredweight from what they've been.
We have to ask, of course, have you had a response or any feedback from the department?
We haven't from the department. We did see the cheese prices go up a little bit, and sometimes it has gotten a little publicity. Sometimes you just need to shake up a market. I'm not sure our letter was caused that, but anything you can do to shake up a market and let them know where the price should be. No, we haven't gotten that. I know we've talked to some legislators, and they're also contacting the Secretary. He has talked about buying product under these circumstances. He has not listed the price, so I'm not sure whether he's going to buy it at prices we asked him to or buy it at current market prices. But I believe he will step in if this continues for another at least a week or two. He'll probably come in and buy some product.
Sure, good. Your cooperative has also been working with other industry groups to support dairy prices. I understand there's a meeting coming up. Tell us about some of that work.
Sure. One of our concerns is that we've had this problem of low prices going on year after year. In the last couple decades, we've had about a 1-year reprieve every 3 years. It's been a 3-year cycle where you had high prices to low, to medium, back up to high, and farmers have at least had some level of reprieve. We're suddenly in the 4th year of low prices. A lot of that has to do with world markets that are changing that pattern in the U.S. So we have concerns about that. Farmers need to look at it and see what they can do. Farmers have worked hard on the demand side. They take 15 cents a hundredweight for promotion. That raises hundreds of millions of dollars a year. I'm sure you've seen the Got Milk and the other campaigns that farmers have done, but it hasn't resolved the problem. It's a supply-driven problem. We're finally to a point where all dairy farmers, doesn't matter what part of the country, it doesn't matter how many cows you milk, they're all sharing the same problem. So we're hopeful to get people together and say, how do we address this? How do we go after the supply piece? I'm most concerned that dairy farmers are given the wrong signals when prices fall. When they fall, instead of lowering the amount of milk production to change the supply and demand conditions and raise the price, a lot of farmers will increase production to keep up their cash flow. It makes sense for their farm, but it's terrible for the industry. And until enough farmers go out of business, then prices will finally recover. That's not what any of us want to see, but that's what's happening. So what we need to do is find a way to give the right incentive to farmers, whether it be having a different price level for that last 2 or 3 or 4% of that milk production when prices are low, to convince the farmer, don't send it to market. I know it might impact your cash flow immediately, but if you can get that price up another 10 or 20%, which is often the case. I've been in the industry 40 years now, and the one thing I've learned repeatedly is that 2 or 3% imbalance in supply and demand will drive farm milk prices 20 to 30%. It works on the upside, it works on the downside. So if we can tighten up supply just a little bit, we can get price recovery. And that's what we're looking at to say, can we get the industry together? Can we finally really, truly talk about this? And I know supply management, supply control are not words that many people want to talk about, but there are other ways to approach that. That's a fair way for farmers to address the issue. I don't want to tell farmers what they should be doing, but I want them to have the right economic signals to make the best decision for their farm and the best decision for the marketplace.
Thank you, Bob. Who have you invited to the meeting, and who do you expect to attend?
Well, we've had a wide array of people that were invited. We really want dairy leaders, dairy shakers, people who are committed to the industry and want to make a difference and want to make a change. And that, of course, includes dairy farmers, but includes the dairy co-op leaders, dairy leaders from the milk dealers, National Milk Producers Federation. All those people should be involved. We believe that legislators should be involved. This may require legislation. We're fortunate that we have Senator Leahy in Vermont in our area, and he's been an advocate on tremendous amounts of dairy legislation for us. So we're bringing them in. We also want to educate the media. They don't really understand what's happening at the farm right now. They see that there's enough milk out there, and the price of the milk is not going up dramatically, but it's also not going down. So they say, oh, hey, everything's okay. Well, it's not okay. So we want to get that message out. So it's a wide cross-section of people. We're prepared to have 300 or 400 people if that many people are interested. It's in Albany, New York, at the Empire State Plaza. They have a convention center right attached to the State House, the Capitol building in Albany. We're really looking forward to getting people together and have an open and candid discussion about all this.
Should folks who want to attend be in touch with you, or how should they find out more about the meeting and make their reservation?
Well, there's an Agri-Mark website, which I don't have the listing of it right now. If we can find a way to get that to you, Joel, I'd like to do that. They can certainly email me. Can I give them my email? Sure. Is that right?
Yeah.
R Wellington, it's all one word, RWELLINGTON at Agri-Mark, which is AGRIMARK.net. And then I will send you the link to the website where you can register it. It gives you some background information. It gives you a rough idea of what we're looking at for the meeting. Where everybody's welcome. This is a problem for everybody in the industry, so everybody's welcome to address it.
Thank you very much. We've been speaking with Bob Wellington, dairy economist at Agri-Mark Cooperative in Andover, Mass. This is Joel Hastings with Dairy Business News.